Hi, Covenant family. My name is Sherry Kendrick, and I am the Director of Family Ministries. That means I get the joy and privilege of overseeing both our children's ministry and our student ministry programs at Covenant. But this morning, I want to share a little bit of my personal testimony with you in hopes that it will be of comfort to you. Some of you know, and some of you don't know, that 2 years ago, my husband Mike passed away after battling melanoma for 5 years. Mike was also the congregational care pastor at our church. Our church cared for us very well during the 5 years of our cancer battle. Mike was given 6 to 12 months to live at the beginning of his diagnosis, and we went to Moffitt Cancer Center on the outside chance that they could help us, which they did. And the immunotherapy drugs that Mike took worked, and the melanoma in Mike's body moved from about 150 centimeters of cancer to only 2. The problem was that the drugs also created a drug-induced pulmonary fibrosis, and that is what Mike actually passed away from. And one morning he laid down to rest, and his heart stopped, and he went home to be with Jesus. You need to know that Mike loved me very well and that I miss him very, very much. That's the medical story of our testimony. But there is a faith journey in our testimony that is the most important part of what I want to share with you today. Because following Mike's death, the Lord brought me to Psalm 16. And I would love for you to read the whole psalm, but I'm only going to read to you the very first verse of it for our talk today. It says, "Preserve me, O God, for in you I take refuge. I say to the Lord, I have no good part apart from you." Those verses rang so true to me following Mike's death, because as I looked back over our journey, I saw how the Lord had preserved us. The medical community had done a wonderful job of taking care of us, but they were not the place that we could find refuge. Knowing that you're dying doesn't feel safe. Knowing that your treatment may or may not work does not feel safe. Knowing that you're waiting on a test result to come back brings with it lots of uncertainty, emotions, and fears. All of those things are very real and very much a part of our journey. And so when I came to this verse and it says, "Preserve me, O God," I thought, Lord, that's exactly what you did. You preserved us and you kept us. And whenever I hear that word, I have to think about my mom canning. My mom canned vegetables and fruits in the summer, and she would put them in jars and go through the whole canning process and then put them away on shelves. And then in the winter, she would pull them out and we would eat good food from her canning. God has preserved us in a jar of his choosing. And in that jar, he took care of Mike and he took care of me. And he was always there and always with us in that time. Why am I sharing that with you today? Because I'm finding a lot of similarities between this virus and our journey. We didn't ask for it. It came whether we wanted it or not. It's brought up a lot of emotions like not feeling safe, some fear, some uncertainty. All those things are there, just like they were when I walked the journey with Mike. And because I worked that journey, I can tell you that the Lord will preserve us. He will keep us safe in his care, and that he does not leave us, nor does he forsake us. And you're going to say to me, "But Sherry, Mike died." And I'm going to say, yeah, I know that. But where is Mike safest? He is safest in Jesus' presence. And where am I safest? I am safest depending upon my Lord to walk with me in this day, to trust in his presence for this moment, to not be overcome with what is out there, but to be quiet and good and restful in my spirit and in my relationship with him. As we were headed to Moffat, one of the very, very first visits we took, I opened an email from a spiritual mother that said, "I don't know where your journey is going to take you today, but I know that he is already there." And I would leave you with that thought. Jesus is already there. He is already present. He knows what's going on in your world and in my world today, and He will not leave us and He will not forsake us.